Hello and welcome. This time for actual though. Hi, I'm Satchmo. Welcome to How Reroll. That's so weird to say. I'm DMing a game for the first time. Well, a series game. Yeah, welcome one and all to what's going to be a perfectly regular and good time. We'll be playing what is it? Gristwild Ichor. It's a game I made, ground up, and I should introduce some players. You probably know them by now. We're gonna start with Spook because she's in the first slot.
Hey guys, I am the Dragon Spooker, and I am playing Vendetta Kisara. And you'll get to know her soon.
Okay, up next we got Nat.
Hey guys, I am back again. You can't get rid of me. And I'm playing Cassia, who is a shifter ranger.
And then we got Shag It.
Hey guys, I'm playing Kanto Merriman, a human martial character with a big shield. Good times. I got nothing else.
Yeah, that's all right. And then we have a player here. It's Gorbad. He's playing. What do you know?
I know, it's like forever DM finally getting on the right side of the screen. So much fun. I am playing a gnomish cleric who is affectionately known as Glim Shady.
I love it. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna jump right into it. The story of this. We've got 4 heroes here. They all have worked together. They know each other kind of pretty good. If the sound is bad, by the way, somebody tell me in chat. That's just gonna have to be fixed this first round. They've all moved to a town called Trentucket, where they're hoping to start their own guild hall as part of an organized guild, and they've all been working with the local craftsmen to build their guild hall. They've been going at it for a while. Their guild hall is starting to see some momentum. It's starting to put itself together, and we're gonna start ourselves off with a meeting with the architect and foreman of the project over at the Forge Spark Inn. Now, this inn is named after the wheat fields, called the Forge Spark Fields, because, well, there's just a lot of sun and a lot of wheat, and it kind of sparks and glitters, and somebody's like, doesn't that look kind of like the inside of a forge? And then they're like, yeah, so, namesake. I'm not going to go too much further on this, other than we're all sitting at this table, like a good old bunch of friends, discussing what is being done over yonder. So, at this point, basically, the dwarf here, who we will recognize as Orin Karkmal, the architect you had hired to put together your thing, puts out a blueprint and just goes, well, that's the long and short of it. The problem is, you really did just give me a skeleton for directions, and I don't know exactly what you want in here. So, what exactly? You said you wanted an armor stand in your room for all the armor, right? But like a specific thing for the shield? Is that correct?
You're muted, bud.
Who's he talking to specifically?
Directly at you, Kondo. The one covered in all the armor.
Okay.
You're the one with the armor.
The only one
No one else has armor.
no one has armor too, right? Doesn't he?
He's a cleric.
I do, yeah. He does have some glimmering metal peeking out from his puffy robes.
Okay.
Armor just weighs 1 down.
So the plans that he laid out is a hall, like the layout, the architecture, a long hall, or is it? What's the dimensions? Of
so
the
it's like a
architecture?
main hall with outbranching rooms, basically. So you got your main hall, and then you've got like a little consultation area where you can sit down and talk with someone if they need help or something. There's also a little reception spot, but then you go up some stairs, and then there's a whole bunch of rooms for everyone individually, and you've all made your own requests.
Okay. So I'm just gonna jab my fat finger onto that architecture plans and be like, I don't care about the armor stands as long as there's a place where we can drink and be merry. Long tables, a dance floor, shiny wax dance floor with bards playing in the corner under torchlight. You know? You hear me? Let's do it. A bar too, you know.
Are we building a guild hall or are we building a tavern?
Well, that's the thing I was wondering is, we're at the tavern. You are aware this is, like, being built 60 feet from here?
Yeah, but you can't dance here, you know? We need to dance. I mean, sometimes you just gotta get your foot loose, you know?
I just think that the owner at the Forge Spark Tavern and the Broken Bucket won't be too happy if we start taking away their business. I like this place. I want to stay. I want to stay a long time. I don't want to go. I don't want to upset the local businesses.
We could order out, you know? Like, we get the drinks and we have these guys prepare them and send them to us, and then we drink in the hall. You know, it won't ruin everything. We keep this place afloat too.
I'm just curious. This is the guy, the construction man. You'll know him as a Mr. James Mason. He's looking at you. He's going,
James Mason.
Yeah. He's just looking at you like, well, I don't understand why you need to be inside for the dance, and we usually do that outside in the square. You know, they got a big open space by the well, and we just dress it up every time we have a festival. I don't.
We can do that.
It's a lot of wax for a wax floor that size. It's a lot.
Yeah, but what about the sliding? You know, we want to slide places, and you know, to impress the ladies. You know, with beer in hand that you don't spill as you slide. You see what I'm saying?
I don't suppose I do.
Thinks that you are confused about what exactly we're building here.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a problem here.
I'm just throwing out suggestions. We don't have to do it. I mean, I'm sorry. Okay, we'll do it however you guys want. It's fine. You know.
I just need a cold storage room to grow mushrooms and keep things cool. You know.
Yeah. We've worked that out. If you look over here, we got a little spot behind the reception counter. There's a little stairwell there. That'll take you down into the storage facility we have planned for that.
Oh, great! This is going to be lovely. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for clearly and concisely stating your needs. By the way, that makes it a lot easier to build the project.
Yeah, if you really want to, you could store some of your beer down there. It'd be nice and cool, like a cellar.
I love that idea. Great idea, man. Great idea. Let's do that. His suggestion. With the armor stands too. They don't have to be down there because they don't need to be cold. But you know, they can
and in the corner, we need a really big litter box.
Yes.
Big litter box. And lots of large cardboard boxes everywhere.
Yes, everyone needs to be comfortable there. Everyone at this table, you know, they need their needs met. We should meet them, and then we'll drink and be merry and dance and drink cold beer. I love it.
As we're having this
With
conversation,
a warm hearth.
as we're having the conversation around the table, Glim Shady pulls a little rubberish ball out. It's probably a little ball of string, probably about this big, out from underneath his robe, and he starts to run his finger over it. And as he's doing it, he keeps glancing over at our feline friend and watching her reactions, like trying to get a rise out of her.
Kisara is just looking at him like she's incredibly bored.
Okay.
And it's just like, are you really doing this right now?
And then she's gonna flip. Then he's gonna flick the ball in her direction, and then go and gleefully look, anticipating something to happen, even though he doesn't really expect that it will, and look very disappointed if she doesn't react to it.
So
heavily, and then I reach
a
forward and
larger
pass
hearth. A larger
back
hearth
at
can be
him.
arranged. Do you have the stones for that? Did you just ask me if I have the stones? Okay, so the larger hearth, we can do that. It'll probably be directly between the reception area and the consultation room, just to keep the whole the whole house itself warm that way. But I'm afraid, Lady Cassia, I haven't heard from you what your needs are.
So this whole time, is there a pencil on the table the whole time?
Yeah, there's like some charcoal bits that he's been like scratching out
She's
with.
like not even paying attention to him. She has snatched a piece of that and is just drawing a picture on the side of like a tree and her standing in it, but it's like a little kid drawing. It's like stick figure tree with like her and her little companion in the tree hanging out.
And he's just
Not
gonna
even
look.
paying attention.
He's gonna look over that and just be like, "Do you think we could work in a rooftop balcony type thing?" Yeah. It's just we need some sturdier wood, but yeah, we could. Do you think it could support a tree? I mean, we're gonna need sturdier wood, but yeah, we could do it. So everything seems to be going pretty well here. After a few more hours of this and just trying to get some level of understanding going, I'm gonna need to switch to the GM layer, everyone's favorite thing to do. Switch back to the token layer. I wish there was like a faster way to work this. There's a elven man who kind of kicks the door down and looks at the table and just goes, "Is this gonna go much longer?" And then the dwarf turns around and is just like, "Well, I think we actually just about got all we need. Oh, Eric, it's good to see you again. Honestly, I've been a little worried. I wouldn't like to talk about it, honestly." Right. Well, we'll be off. I'll go mark the grounds for this, and you'll fill the grounds, right? Yeah, it's my job. And these two head out to go work on your house, and Aragus sits himself down at your table.
Do we know Aragus as being one of the rangers that's...
Yeah, he is a ranger, one of two brothers, Aragus and Ridithus. There are other rangers as well, but these two are the youngest and most active. He seems extremely concerned.
Want a beer or ale or wine? On me.
Well, if it's on you, I'll take it.
I'm gonna lumber up and order it at the bar tab.
Yeah, he just kind of hands them over for you.
Return. Set it in front of him. There you go.
He just starts downing it.
Oh, slow down. Plenty more where that came from.
I'm gonna
Someone's
turn and look at
thirsty.
Kondo, and I'm gonna be like, "A dance floor. Don't you want him to take our guild seriously?"
Wait, so you're putting in a club? What did I miss? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not exactly in the best way. Thank you for the drink. I'll finish it quickly. We have business elsewhere, though. I'm gonna need you 4 to follow me. No, 5 if we're counting the little meerkat there. My route was shorter than my brother's. Or
Who's
rather,
he pointing at for the 5th?
he's
pet?
pointing at the fisher cat.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
The meerkat.
He says, my route was longer than my brother, longer than my brother's, and he hasn't returned. I brought this up to the druid. He says he hasn't seen him yet, and when he tried to find any information with his more interesting scouts, he couldn't find anything. So he's called for you, seeing as you're all moving in. I need your help.
Is it going to be dangerous?
Yeah, it's... Yes.
So, so you're saying it will pay well?
I don't know those details.
Do you think your brother is still alive?
Or do you think he's dead?
Well, when you put it that way, it could be either. We don't know. There are 2 universes which exist, one in which my brother is dead and one in which he is not. Every time I turn around, this happens.
Every time you turn around, your brother is dead?
I'm sure if anybody in the party had any tact whatsoever, they would get onto the gnome right now, but
I look forward to working with you. I really do. And he downs his drink.
Of
turns
course, we all hope he's very much alive.
Nope, my camera died. Fun. Let's undie, please.
Undie the camera.
Well,
Undie
you
the
turned
camera.
around and he died.
I turned
so,
around, my camera died.
You know.
Oh no, it's not coming
Oh,
back.
no.
It almost always comes back when I do that. What's it doing?
Oh no.
Oh
no.
My camera.
It's you just have to remember, guys. It is the first episode of a new campaign.
So it happens.
It is not possible for it to go off without a hitch. We always have to have a technical glitch. So this hopefully is our glitch.
We're also finding our characters right now. So.
Mhm.
Oh jeez. It's looking like it's a long-term one, eh?
Have you tried plugging it, turning it?
Like
Yeah,
I'm
turn it
literally
off and
doing
on
that.
again.
I'm literally doing that. Because usually when this happens, I just turn it off for a bit and it comes right back on. This might be a longer term issue.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Well, that's
We don't need to see
embarrassing.
you anyway. You can just be a voice, stick a picture up.
I mean, yeah, this is pretty rough. That's pretty rough, not being visible. It's like a whole DSLR too, so like it's not like a. Huh.
The camera's still got life, right?
But no, I have it plugged in. It's like
Right.
it's still powered. When I turn it on, it makes the "Hey, you plugged in a device" sound. But then
Have you tried turning the camera off on Zoom and then back on?
I haven't.
No,
done
it's
that.
not that because it's Zoom is reporting the splash screen.
Nope.
Oh, what?
And I did that. Okay, wait. Hey, we got it.
There we go. It's back.
Dude, Shagget, you found the solution. There he goes,
Oh,
yelling
don't
at me
tell
and
him
fixing the
that.
problems.
Oh, look at him. He's
Joe
already
Merriman's always
He's
on
already
it.
patting himself on the chest.
Doubles. It's funny, Drunk, when you say try the light switch because my camera is currently plugged into the one that is hooked up to the light switch.
So I get an inspiration for that, right?
This is like the Gristwild family.
you are-
system.
okay,
There's
so
somebody in the house.
in
turning
terms
on
of-
the
in
light
terms of
somewhere that's
technical-
somehow turning off his camera.
In terms of technical difficulties, you have 2 out of 3 points that would get you in-game inspiration.
Yes.
So yeah, after basically being spat on for his possibly dead brother, he downs his drink, kicks the door down, and just says, "I was gonna guide you, but meet me at the hut."
I'm gonna get up and be like, "Oh, little one, I love
gonna
If
skip
you."
her
whoever's injured or
after,
hurt, they're going to
actually.
need me.
Because player me doesn't know where the
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave as Glim talks to me.
I don't have control of my friend,
Oh, I thought I had that.
Aw.
fixed.
which is fine, but my friend is coming with me.
Shaggy is the name on the thing. Oh no, it's not there. Okay, let me fix that real quick. Edit. In players' journals. Nat. Can be controlled by Nat. Save changes.
Yay!
Okay.
Do-do-do.
There you go.
Cool. All right, now to put
Okay.
you on the Trentucket main stage. Okay, so y'all were over in the Forge Spark Inn, which is over there, and the sassy little elf man has worked his way over to the front door of the building over here, which is kind of like a side door, really. It doesn't have a front door, that's a window.
Okay. Well, Glim is going to move over there as fast as his little legs will carry him. He doesn't move very quickly.
Note, when he turns away from you, he kind of takes a moment to turn back and look at you to see if the 50% chance that you died happened. He's a little disappointed to see your little legs trotting after him. And that brings us to this hut. Again.
Jesus, Satch.
Okay.
These maps are really cool.
Thanks. So yeah, he opens the door
Yeah,
and
Satch hand drew most of these maps, just so you know. So
oh, the ones that are hand drawn, you'll be able to tell when I ran out of time. Okay, so yeah, he holds the door open for you and just kind of lets y'all walk in. There is a gnome kind of like kneeling on a chair to make himself sit taller in it, right here.
okay, seeing the fellow gnome, then Glim is going to dart across the room and pull himself up on a stool right next to the gnome, making sure that he is as close to him as possible.
Okay.
I'm uncomfortable on his behalf.
Glim probably literally is like holding on to the bottom of the stool and then using his body weight to pull up so that he can like bounce the stool a little bit closer to the guy. And he's looking at him with a big grin on his face the entire time.
Yeah, okay, Satch, you gotta draw that stool a little closer now. We'll wait.
Let me open Photoshop. I can just
have we
select
ever
and
met
drag.
this gnome before I say anything?
You might have seen him in passing. He's never really spoken with you, no.
Okay. Then Glim has always wanted to talk to him, just hasn't had the opportunity.
Right.
So Glim rolls his big, overly baggy sleeve back to produce a... Basically, he's got like half a gauntlet over his hand, but his fingertips are bare. So it's almost like fingerless gloves, but in gauntlet style.
Yeah. Can I get some of
and
those?
he reaches
Where
out
do I
a hand
get
with
those?
a big grin on his face and says,
I'm Glim. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. What's your name?
I'm Cypress Windwatcher. The pleasure's all mine.
Cypress Windwatcher. I will remember that.
It's better than I will. I hardly remember my own. Time passes.
My name is Glim. Glim.
No, I mean my own. It was a joke. Anyways.
Oh, a joke.
Tell you what. This is kind of a momentous occasion, all of us being here. I've been meaning to meet you guys for a while. Under better circumstances, I was hoping. I'm gonna go fetch myself some brandy. I'll be right back.
Do you like brandy?
I'll get some for the lot.
Yes, Glim likes brandy too then.
He works his way into his bedroom, which is overgrown with moss and ivy, and pops open a trunk, grabs a couple of bottles of brandy, and returns. Starts pouring glasses for everyone.
Kondo.
Yeah.
We're getting brandy.
Yeah, it's a stronger wine. I prefer beer myself, but I'll take whatever they can get.
Do you have any milk?
Brandy, maybe?
No, I don't have any milk. Sorry. And there's cows at the stable across. We could get some, but
Glim could go and milk one. I've seen it done before. They grab hold of those things and they go, and the milk comes out.
I mean, we did. Yeah, that's a good idea. You want to do that before we start this meeting?
I'll go and get Kitty some milk. I will go get Kitty some milk. Stay there, Kitty.
and then he literally is going to get up and bolt out the door with a grin on his face.
So that was Glim, a charming fellow, I'm sure, given the circumstances.
I'm gonna pat the cat on the shoulder because she's sitting next to me. Be like, "You'll be well taken
She
care
actually does have like her paw on her face, like.
of." Just it'll take a minute. I mean, his hands are small, so it might take a little bit longer. And well, I don't know if he could reach, for the. I mean,
Glim will go by the tavern first. He will
Okay.
He will ask for a saucer.
Okay.
Yeah,
They will gladly supply
And
it.
they'll see his brain work as he realizes this is a big kitty. So he'll ask for a bowl.
Okay. So then they'll exchange it, yeah.
And then he's going to go to he will go to the farm and do his best to convince whoever, the cowman is to milk, to put some milk in this bowl for him so that he can take it back.
They'll probably, instead of like freshly milking a cow, they'll just like get some milk for you.
He'll be fine with it.
Yeah.
So however long that takes to achieve, that's how long Glim has gone.
Okay. So yeah, I'll let you know when that is. Yeah. So.
There will be a slight reprieve while the little one has gone so quickly.
Yes. So as it is, Eragus here was sent on the longest route to scout in the woods and see what's going wrong on my request. He was the first to return, which tells me that perhaps the others might not. At which point you see Aragus look really upset because hearing this from the druid is pretty upsetting when your brother is the other druid, or the other ranger. That being said, there's a sickness in the woods. Something I can't take care of. If it were completely natural, it would be no problem, but it's starting to catch our crops and our livestock and very well threaten Trentucket's existence, which I understand is of weight to you as you all live here now and have your house under construction. That being said, I don't have the manpower to adventure off into the woods and find whatever's causing the sickness. As to expunge it, all I can really do is go and get the help from other Shanti druids, which would mean leaving, and frankly, it's not the best time to be leaving when everything's up in the air, but if I keep Aragus here to watch after, and Jakala from Old Orcs, she's strong, she's sturdy. Between the two of them, they can probably hold things down along with the help of the church. I'm not super worried about that. It's more just, if the sickness is to spread, it could mean the whole town. I have to go get what help I can to try and slow it down and undo any damage. But that will mean nothing if the sickness spreads more on its own. If it's not stopped, then we're all gonna have to move again.
Well, that's not good. Obviously, we can all agree that's not good.
Yes. Seems that we chose the wrong place to open our guild hall.
The elf just kind of looks like, yeah, let me get a second opinion on whether or not that's good.
Okay, listen, the cat and me are not equipped to deal with Cassandra. I'm sorry. I mean, it's okay. Cassandra and me are not equipped to deal with a sickness. You know, we fight people and things that are physical and there. Glim and Cassia are probably the most able to deal with whatever's plaguing the forest. Perhaps we should wait for Glim to return with the milk for Cassara over here. You know,
Cassara is amused that you would find Glim useful for anything.
Oh, he might be small, but he's more than capable for you know this kind of stuff. Well, at least I hope so. It seems to be.
I mean, he is quite able when it comes to spells.
Okay, at this point, I would say, Glim, you can return.
Cassia's gone really still. Like, she was kind of almost like kid-like. And then when they mentioned the sickness in the forest, she just went like really still and like kind of just zoned in with a very hyper intensity.
Anyway, hi Glim, you're back.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Yeah, he's walking back and he's got the bowl as full as he possibly could have it, like right to the very top. And then he cautiously puts it down in front of Vendetta and then goes,
Fresh milk, just for you.
I'm gonna tap a claw on the table and kind of just look at him and twitch my ears a little.
he looks at the other cat thing on the floor and goes,
This is not for you.
It's gonna hiss at him for sure.
okay, so if the cat hisses at him, Glim will go,
I mean, it's not a
and
cat.
hiss back.
Technically, it's not a cat.
What is it?
It's a fisher
It's a-
cat.
It's a fisher cat, but they're not cats.
Okay.
They're
But it
like-
looks cat-ish.
Still, when it hisses, I'm gonna find that incredibly amusing.
Yeah. Glim will hiss back and then he'll clamber back up on his stool.
think like an auburn doom ferret is a fisher cat.
Doom ferrets sound fun.
Yeah.
So
They're-
when Glim sits back down, I'm just gonna across the table say, sickness in the woods, missing people. People might be okay, but the woods are sick and crops are dying. So that's your thing, right? You know, love religion and everything.
Sure.
I mean, look, I can't fight
Can
sickness with my shield. You know, I can't put a shield up for the sickness, but I could carry you if ever we get tired and we go out there. I guess that's be the most useful I could be. You know, if you want to perch on my shoulders, my neck.
I'm just gonna kind of look at them weirdly.
Glim kind of like just opens his robe a little bit and goes ding, 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 and taps on the plate mail.
Glim might not be very heavy, but Glenn's extra skin, it doesn't weigh little bit. It's
I know about that. Ding, ding. I'm gonna return the gesture by
Don't
tapping
know
my
that
own.
you want me on your shoulders.
Well, it's an offer. Regardless of what happens to me, it's there for
So
you.
you wish for us to go find the cause of this, or are we out looking for his litter mate?
No, I need you to get to the root cause and end it, if you can. That way, what I'm doing here isn't in vain. See, it's a little bit out of my hands at this point. It's not that my powers are gone. I'm not weakened by any means, but when I try and connect with Shanti, her warmth is gone. And, I mean, it's not a good sign, to say the least. So, I was planning on dispatching you with Aragus to follow the route we had set for Ridithus. That way you could find maybe him if he's okay, and he was headed more towards the center of the woods, where there should be a really big tree in the most cliche kind of way.
What happens
Sorry,
if all the
it's-
trees and the crops die?
And then we have a food shortage, and we have to leave.
Leave? No, we can't leave. Glim likes it here. We must help them. We must solve this problem.
I'm glad you see it my way, yeah. So that being said, the plan is I'm gonna head out and get support. I'm gonna leave the capable people here with some instruction as to how to keep things afloat while I'm gone. I should be no more than a week. In that time, if you could inspect the woods and get further into the mystery of what's happening, it would be helpful. I've had very little information returned from the few rangers who have managed to come back, Aragus being one of them, and it's not pretty from what I've heard. I don't know if you want to tell them directly or I should keep going.
No, please, allow me. I would love to. The animals are deranged, the few and far between there are. There's nothing to hunt. Not much at all, at least. Anything that is there is oddly bolstered by some kind of weird strength. It might just be their fear, I don't know. And the trees are bleeding, profusely. Not blood, sap. The trees are bleeding sap a lot, which usually means they're diseased in some way. It's usually to patch some kind of fissure in the bark, but again, it's profuse and it's from every proverbial pore of the tree. Not every tree is doing it, as I've seen, but many of them are, and they leave almost traps of like pooling sap. Completely impossible to navigate. If you were to fall in, you'd lose your boots.
Kisara does not wear boots.
You'd lose your feet. You're
Or
level
your feet.
3 feet. You would lose it.
Or your
My poor
fur.
pads. My toe beans.
But it sounds like we should make haste, right, team? Right, guys?
You should leave now?
Mm-hmm. Cassie is gonna put on her mask.
Aragus, lead the way.
All right then. Sorry not to finish the brandy.
Don't worry, I'll finish it later. He pours the cups back into the bottle like he's done this before.
I'm just gonna
backwash
chug mine.
Yeah.
I'm just downing whatever's in front of me.
Okay.
Onward.
I'll take 1 or 2 laps of the milk and then pull my mask up over my face.
Oh, and hold on. And he goes over here and kind of files through some books, pulls one out, and has like a journal full of just loose papers. He pulls a couple of them out that already have things written on them. He says, if you present these to Jakala over at the Old Orcs oddity shop, she'll hook you up with what? He has 2 pieces of paper, 2 weeks worth of rations, and any other supplies you might need.
I'll reach over and take the papers.
Okay.
Cassie is gonna reach for one of them.
I'll let her have one.
She's 100% holding it upside down, trying to read it.
I'm gonna look at her for a second, and then I'm gonna take it from her. I'm gonna put them away.
Okay, well, thank you. I'm gonna get my things ready and also head out, hopefully, before the day's out. Shanti, watch over you. And he's just gonna go back to his room and start doing that. Argus is gonna nod and start walking out.
Okay.
He's gonna continually turn around to see if
Glynn's little
if
feet
Glynn
were-
has died.
across the floor.
I'm gonna actually take the bowl of milk and finish slapping it up. I'll drink it all. Just exit, kind of like discreetly wiping my face, beard, handlebar mustache. Like,
I like that Kondo's the weirdo who still drinks milk.
Glim is going to look to his left and see Vendetta, and he's going to say,
You must be very careful. Did you hear they said all the animals are going deranged?
Yes,
I don't want you to go deranged.
deranged. Yes.
I love Glim.
Deranged is like loco.
You can turn out these
Yes,
names.
it would be terrible for one of us to go deranged.
We're in any danger. He didn't say the gnomes were going deranged, just the animals.
Yes, go.
After we get the supplies, but before we leave town, we're gonna do like a 10-second floor exercise just to limber up and get ready for the adventure. All right, guys? Got this.
okay, Glim is going to look
Only
at
to have
him
mercy.
and
Oh, you've seen me do this before. This is
when you do a floor, you're talking about doing some push-ups and stuff?
no, it's like my motivation to get you to move a little bit more nimbly. It's my special martial features, basically.
Okay.
So it's just to loosen you guys up, you know?
Does it have a physical effect?
Yes, very much so.
Okay.
I have 2 very physical effects that are going to happen to you guys as we
Hey,
go.
well, I'm just gonna flick my tail a little faster and just walk quickly.
Okay, Argus will guide you over to the Old Orcs, which I didn't make a map for. It's a general store. It's a general
Cassie has
store.
got her mask down, and her mask is actually like the skull of an animal
Oh snap!
that has been dead for a while. So,
That's spooky.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Glim
she
likes
pushed that
that.
on when she got serious, but like now she's walking through town and into the store with it on because like she's ready to go. But just so like you guys are aware of what it looks like, she wears skulls of animals.
Mine's just a ninja mask. There's nothing special. It's just a black mask.
Just you know.
Mine's not really special either. Dead thing.
Just a dead
He does
thing that
have
she's
one
got
blue
on.
and one
Probably
green eye,
six.
though.
So yeah, Argus is gonna get to the front door and just it doesn't open. He goes, "Oh, that's right. She's I'll be right back." And then he runs off to the tavern real quick.
Okay,
That
while
one
he's gone,
doesn't
everybody-
like doorknobs.
everybody, you're gonna walk in place and lift your feet
That's
up
wrong.
as high as you can, like you're doing knee-high kicks, all right? This will make us walk faster, be quicker, you know? We can do it together. I mean, you guys are nimble, but this is really for Glim and me because we're in this heavy stuff. So I'm basically motivating the urgency.
Kisara will not do that.
Okay.
It's a major aura. If you choose not to partake in it, you don't get the benefit then. So either do a cat or don't, all right?
Well, I'm doing it.
Yeah, basically, you guys will be able to move 5 feet faster per turn instead of 30 or 20 feet.
Considering I only move 20 feet, Glim is a huge fan of this motivational exercise.
Yeah, it's like, feet up. Okay. Now to the side, now to the side. Now to the other
He
side.
just gets excited that everyone's
Glim will
excited.
totally be doing everything he's told with a big grin on his face.
Vendetta's just gonna kind of stand to the side and just look annoyed. She
Cassie
is
just
not
gets
doing
excited.
this.
Then you're not getting it.
What's fine,
What's
but
better than
Vendetta
this?
can technically move 80 feet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if she
She's
gets on
super
her.
fast
Oh,
already.
That makes sense.
She's all nimbly bimbly.
All right.
I'm just thinking,
All
what's
right.
better than this? Just guys being dudes.
All right, we're loose. Now we're gonna do the arms, and we're gonna get, kind of move your back so you get like different motions, and stretch it, get those break points. All right, do Glim. Yeah, there you go, Glim. How about you, Cassia? You got this, right?
Yep.
I'm basically doing motivate dexterity. You have a +3 on dexterity checks, dexterity-based skill checks, and your initiative check if you do
Ooh,
this.
very nice.
That's my minor aura, so it's based off
Yeah.
my charisma. So there you go.
What's the duration on those?
It's as long as it's up. It's a swift action. I can keep it up as long as I'm conscious
Ooh,
and
okay,
you're
very
within
nice.
60 feet of me. So you guys all have it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm probably never going to not be 60 feet of you.
He's kind of a close
unless I'm
stalker.
hiding behind something that's bigger and heavier than you are.
Yep. I have 3 minors and 2 majors, and that's 2 of them you just witnessed.
Nice.
Motivate urgency and motivate dexterity.
Anytime you do this, Cassie gets really excited and like jumps in because she's like, "This is what we do before we go fight things."
Yeah. This means we're gonna
Yeah.
do something.
Well, it means there's an ass whooping about to happen.
With,
like-
with
One way or the
these
other.
with these 2 particular things up, my movement now is going to be a little bit kind of in keeping with it, like kind of high footsteps. I don't stop basically. As Junk says, yes, I'm Richard Simmons basically.
That's so good. That's so good. It's kind of like the thing where like you open the cupboard with the pet food in it and like all the pets act up. So yeah, Aragus returns. He's got Chakala with him now, and she's just like, so this is them. This is the group that you were talking about. Yeah, they're a treat, aren't they? Yeah, they limber for shopping. Incredible.
Walk over and immediately.
I'm Glim. Pleased to meet you.
So this this like 7-foot half orc woman just leans down. Pleasure's mine. Jakala shakes your hand with a vigor that just kind of moves your whole body.
Hundo. That's a huge bitch.
She unlocks the door to her store and lets you all in. Which again, I didn't make the map. I will someday.
We're all just gonna stand on the roof. It's fine.
Yeah, just stand on the roof. The shop's actually on the roof. She just reaches into the chimney like Santa Claus.
Reaches down the chimney and starts plucking stuff out. Is this like a general store sort of thing?
Yeah, it's got your general supplies as well as I like to do these little odd shop things. You can each ask for one very specific thing, and I might have it.
Ooh.
Interesting.
I do it in a statistical anomaly thing, so it rewards the first person to come up with it the most. Your odds are the highest. They go down from there.
Well, Glim has a few sun rods, and he's a stingy bastard with them. Sun rods are D&D glow sticks, basically, right? So they're normally they cost 2 gold each. He's going to ask if
Do you have any sun rods? They look like this, but
just fresh out.
they look like this.
Just fresh out.
Oh,
That they used them for the last festival. Actually, I'm terribly sorry. Should be getting them in next Wednesday. I don't know if that benefits you.
well, Glim has some, so however many Glim uses, that's how many I need next Wednesday.
Okay, I'll take a note. Yeah.
Do you have any smoke sticks?
Smoke sticks?
Sure.
What did you say? Are you asking for
Smoke
cigarettes?
No, smoke sticks. They're
Oh no.
they're a special item. They're not
That's close.
cigarettes. They're they create like a little smoky area for.
Incense?
No, it's like a ninja thing, man.
So like
Do you have any potpourri?
you want like a smoke screen. You want something that generates a smoke screen. Okay.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
a smoke bomb.
It's a
Okay.
smoke bomb, basically. Yeah.
They don't come in sticks anymore, but we do have these. And she pulls out 2 little flasks that have like a magical swirling smoke on the inside. They just came in last week, actually. And puts them out on the table.
How much actually?
Well, seeing as you have the vouchers, the overhead's going to be about 50 gold apiece.
Oh, do I have that much money then? I think I do. Where's the money on this sheet?
I
No,
don't
it's
know.
on your equipment.
Under equipment. Oh, okay. Thank you.
You just spent the last 3 weeks in design hell with the sheet. And you don't-
Okay, I'll take 2. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And I'm gonna give one
100 gold,
to V
Okay.
for your ninja-ing.
My ninja-ing.
Yep.
Do you have any dog leads
What the fuck?
and collars? Do you have any dog leads and collars?
I'm just gonna look like murderously at it.
He's gonna like look and then double take us.
Oh no, they're not for you. They're not for you. They're dog size too big for kitty.
Yes, that they're over there with the other bindings and such, over with the leather straps.
Oh,
Okay, he gleefully is gonna hustle over there. And if there are 6, he wants 6.
I mean, they're not all 4 dogs, like, because
Okay,
but like,
so this is what he does. He takes one of the collars. He runs over to probably Kondo, and like reaches out and tries to like measure it to see if it would fit his neck. And as long as he thinks it would, then he's quite happy with it, and he'll buy that one. But
okay,
if it doesn't fit, it's too small. It's no good.
Wait, I'm sorry. I was looking at this glowing, smoky thing. What were you doing about Nick?
nothing.
I mean, like, yeah, there's a whole section with like leads for like animals, so odds are there's definitely going to be something that will fit.
He's looking to get about half a dozen leads that would have a good length and, in theory, a good sturdy collar.
Okay, yeah, we'll pop that for 2 gold.
He'll check, he'll check them. He'll like check them for strength too. He'll like snatch on them to make sure that they're not going to break.
Yeah, no, yeah, they're,
How much for
they're
all of
sturdy.
these? How much for all of these?
Yeah, we can part with those for 2 gold. That's
Okay.
And he hands him 2 gold.
I can't charge the little guy money. What's with that? He's just so he's so easy to throw.
He's gonna like half fold them and then tuck them into his belt
Okay.
underneath his robe.
Cassia, this is for you. I'm gonna hand the other one to Cassia. Use it if you're like ever surrounded or in danger, and I'm not there to, keep you alive. You use that, and it'll make you.
It's a 20
Invisible.
foot. It's a 20-foot radius
Oh, God.
smoke
What the hell is
screen.
that?
So
Don't throw it unless you're in danger. You got me. I see in your eyes. You might want to just use it now, which is not good.
Play with
Danger?
it. It's
Okay,
a toy.
danger.
they like deploy.
Okay,
They
okay,
deploy
come on, let's
instantly.
go.
They're magically.
And don't do it to your Fisher cat thing. I mean, what's his name again?
Friend?
His name is Friend. Yeah, don't throw it as Friend like as a game. Like what Glenn was trying to do with that little ball at the table those 3 hours ago.
So Cassia's going to actually V should go first because I don't actually want a specific item.
Oh, I mean,
Kisara is interested in any venoms or poisons.
okay. That's how specific you get makes it easier. Because like,
Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
she's gonna have like some venom type things, but like, if you have a very specific type of venom that you ask for, the more specific, the better. The more rewarding it gets.
A giant wasp? No.
No. No, we don't have any giant wasp venom. We just have wasp powder, unfortunately.
Love that powder made by them wasps.
It's that powder made by them wasps. You know when you dry them up on the windowsill and grind them up and, you know... Some people like to use it as a spice. I don't know.
Okay, so Cassie is going to walk through this door and just find something random and grab it. Because she doesn't know what any of this is, really.
Okay.
And she doesn't get into stores that often. So,
Okay.
like, dealer's choice of what it is.
Well, you got a 9 on the rando. So it's something relatively mundane, and let me just think of something relatively mundane.
I mean, it could be like a fork. Like, I don't care. She's just interested in whatever it is.
Fork.
Something completely random.
Yeah, no,
Love it.
completely random. Like, she just, it's like something that catches her eye. It's an empty bottle or something that sparkles funny.
Yeah, we're gonna
That
go with the
she's like,
cowbell.
this is it.
It's a cowbell.
Okay, that's
Cowbell.
it. She wants it.
Yep.
always need more
Absolutely.
cowbell.
You grab the cowbell. Thank you, Prepper Jack.
She's gonna keep it. Yeah, she wants
Okay.
that.
Jakala at that point is looking at it just like, well, I mean, that's pretty well covered in the voucher, I'd say.
Yep. Okay, she's happy.
Okay.
That's what she wanted.
Okay. So then that, and she kind of separates some tack rations and just kind of puts them up on the counter. Like, you all have a bag for this, right? I'm to understand
yeah.
you're adventurers. You have your own packs. Okay.
I take it and put it in my backpack.
Okay.
And if anyone else wants me to carry it, I probably would for you.
Oh yeah, you can definitely carry mine.
I take your pack ration.
I don't want them.
I'll take one ration, just so I've got food on me. But I'll happily let you carry the rest.
Yep, I shoulder the rest and... all right. We limber. Motivated. We got our cowbell stuff. I think we're good to go.
Argus
Right.
is picking through arrows and just goes, "Oh, we're leaving." Okay.
We go around to save your brother.
Right. Right.
We're gonna make that 50-50 100-0. With him being alive. You know, not the other way. I'll give a little glance over at Glim as I say this. Yeah. All right. And I'm gonna just walk out.
Okay.
Hop down off the roof and
Yeah. Hop off the roof.
There is a cowbell ringing behind.
Can somebody
all
help
of
me
you.
down? It's a long way down here.
You're gonna have to get a cowbell sound that I can drop in.
Like every once in a while now, she's just gonna pull it out and is gonna have this cowbell. This is gonna.
I'm gonna
be
kind of
a
just
really integral part of her character.
mumble to the elf.
Bum, bum, bum.
That's not gonna get annoying.
I mean, if you walk to the beat, if you walk to the bell, you go faster. You know,
Oh, it's not
motivation.
I mean, I'm not
Someone
all that
doesn't think
against
that's
it.
how it works.
See,
Like a metronome.
She will latch onto that idea and like be right beside you, like.
Oddly enough, it works. Because now I'm trying to move faster to get away from it.
I'm not all that far against it, though. It will scare away any of the regular animals. And then we know what we're up against. Right as you're all about to leave, Jakala kind of leans out and just goes, Aragus, can I speak with you just a moment? And he just like, oh, right, yep, of course. And he walks back in and he's just like, don't mind me, it's a little bit of a tradition. And he just kind of goes inside for like, just a little bit, just a little while, not too long. And then he comes back out, kind of smiling a little bit.
Oh. Well, then.
He has inspiration. Right. Shall we be off then?
Yes.
Right. His trail was to the north, so follow close, but not that close. Geez, I can feel you breathing on me. And you head northward.
into the woods. That being said, now is the ideal moment for a break, should we need one.
Sure.
Okay, so we
Take
can
a quick-
split this up however
quick
we
break.
need. I'm gonna
Good,
go.
if you guys want to.
I like to go. I like having breaks. How do we want
I'll
to split
stay
this up?
for.
Well, I'll go with. I'll take a quick break with Satch then, because I have to.
Okay.
I'm not supposed to sit for too long at the minute, so.
Okay. So
Perfect.
me and Gore, and then anybody else out? Everybody else staying?
I'm good.
Okay.
Well, guys, what do you think so far?
I didn't expect Cassia to be so quiet. But like
yeah,
with an intelligence as low as hers, she just doesn't. You guys are all talking fast and with like really big words, and she's just like, huh?
well, I'm just trying
Not
to fill
getting any
Vendetta
of it.
out and see what kind of character she's going to be. So
Yeah, Cassia just doesn't get anything anyone is saying, so she's just like, no.
I'm a little concerned with everybody's intelligence stats so far. Do we not have any like super intelligent people in the party?
I think the
I'm
highest
the least.
is. Well, what is V's?
12.
Yeah, you're actually the smartest of us.
Oh God.
Actually, no. Glim is 13. So
Oh
I'm
no,
10.
he's the smart one.
yeah, Glim is the smart one. Then you, then Kondo, and then
Mythical Paladin. So Gorbad is playing. Glim is a cleric.
Mm-hmm.
correct.
Kondo is. I know this. Don't tell me. Shit, he told us what it was, and I'm already forgetting. Like a sergeant or
It's a marshal. Yeah,
Marshall. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a half fighter that has like paladin auras with some bardic kind of flavor to it, but no magic. He's totally martial. So it's in the miniatures handbook supplemental, the martial class. If you're curious.
And then that is Cassia, who is a scout.
Ranger.
Ranger. I'm getting Warhammer crossed over.
Yeah, I know.
know.
No, she's Ranger. She's super outdoorsy though, like does not do cities, doesn't understand them. Too many people, not enough animals.
And Kisara or Vendetta is a ninja.
Prepper, just so you know, Glim's charisma is 16, the same as
Ooh.
Kondo's.
Wow.
Charming little bastards,
That's amusing because they're the most talkative apparently, so they have the highest charisma.
Oh, it makes total sense.
My charisma is my lowest stat. Oddly enough.
My
for a
charisma
cat.
is 8. And my intelligence is a 6. So
Yeah, mythical like
annoying.
I was shocked to see that ninja was an actual like class. Like it's not homebrewed, it's an actual thing. So we're gonna see how that goes.
And Prepper and Mythical, I find Glim very charming. What are you talking about?
I do too.
He immediately ingratiates himself to everybody. Says, "Hello, I'm Glim. What's your name?" I mean, that's exactly what a charming person would do. I mean, yeah, he's a fucking creeper.
I mean,
Weird.
he's annoying, but at the same time, you can't be mad at him. You can't. You
Super
can't.
charming.
Which is why when he flicked the yarn ball or whatever it was, she batted it back for him. Like,
Yeah, I
Cassia
don't,
likes him except when he messes with her fisher cat.
yeah, drunk guy. I just knew what what Kondo's personality would be. I didn't know what his sound would be. So when I started talking like a fucking frat boy, I was like, yeah, well, I guess that's what I'm going to be. I guess I'm just going to be a frat boy Richard Simmons character, which is fine.
I frequently forget to do the voice that I come up with, so I just don't give any of my characters voices if I can help it.
I don't think Cassia's talked enough to have her voice yet.
Kisara is supposed to roll her R's, but that doesn't always come out right, so. She's basically a Khajiit at this point, I guess.
Hmm.
Just not quite as friendly.
We are a weird party, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think most of this party is a little insane to a degree, but not in like a evil way. At least so far. I mean, that could change, obviously, but
Yeah, totally.
I think you guys are in for some surprises with some of these characters and what happens.
Yeah, my charisma is not good at all, and that's all because I'm a cat folk. You would think cats would be charismatic, but they are not. I took like -2 or something like that because of my cat folk.
Makes sense. Kind of. Because people either like love or hate cats. There's
That's
not
true.
really an in-between.
And plus the way they describe cat folk.
Where I feel like if it was a dog person, they would probably get a bonus to charisma. Because
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
dog.
Because dogs are amazing, they're the coolest ever.
And apparently cat folk are not the same thing as a tabaxi, which
They're not.
Mythical paladin. Any other questions, guys?
Yeah.
This is 3.5. Prepper. It's the edition that the majority of us are most comfortable with, and Satchmo specifically is like, I know 3.5 more than I know 5e, so we were like, if you're going to do it, do it in 3.5.
I just like 3.5 better. That's a personal opinion. Not saying 5e is not good, guys, but I just prefer 3.5. It's what we use more often than not on how we roll. And that is why I'm a cat folk and not a tabaxi.
All right,
Well,
I'm
funny
back.
enough, Tabaxi have been around since like I think 1981. They were in D&D, so they've been around a long time. But they never found their way into any of the main core rulebooks until kind of recently.
Yeah.
They were always like that side obscure race. And then at some point, the cat person found its way into a book, and it was like, you already have this, you know that, right? But yeah, it's kind of funny.
Junk, to answer your question, so the Tower Shield only exists in 3.5 and possibly earlier editions, or maybe correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But they took it out of 5th edition. And as an item, it's quite cumbersome and has its advantage is only minute to its disadvantages.
See, my cleric is not I'm not proficient. I'm proficient with shields, but not tower shields, specifically not.
Well, Martial neither. I had to. One of my feats was my human feat was exotic tower shield proficiency. So, because it has, you can cover behind it. That's one of its benefits is you can take cover. You can't necessarily move with it undercover. At least I don't think so. But basically, every attack you make with a one-handed weapon is at a -2 to hit because it's so big. You know, it's so cumbersome and in your way. So I had to do other things with the character to make the tower shield practical? ? So we'll see how that turns out.
This is also the first time that I've gone outside the first player handbook. So
Right?
and seeing some of the feats and stuff from other books, I'm like, Marlo would love that.
Right. Yeah, Prepper Jack, the way it works is everything has got a... So what happens is because you are considered small, your weapons are considered small. Therefore, if I have a weapon like a Morning Star that normally does 1d8, I only do 1d6 with it. If I have a hammer that does 1d8, I only do 1d6. But in the same scale, while my shield is smaller, it still covers as much of me as a large shield covers a person. Now, if a if Kondo was to pick up my shield, it would probably count as a buckler to him. But to me, it's a shield because I'm little too. So,
and actually, the buckler has very interesting uses too, because you're allowed, if you have the certain feats with it, you can use two-handed weapons with the buckler and not lose the defensive bonus of it. But again, your attack might be compromised to a degree too, because it's unwieldy. And
Prepperjack, you're right. I can wield a medium hammer as a two-hander, and then, even though I'm using two hands, I do as much as somebody else with one hand. So, yeah.
Being small is inherently defensive.
But on the plus side, I'm harder to hit too.
Mm-hmm.
I get a +1 AC bonus due to size, and if I'm fighting anything considered giant, I get a +4 AC bonus, which makes it very hard for big things to squish me, which I'm proud. I'm kind of happy about that.
Of course, at like a higher level, things are dealing 1d20 plus 38 to hit. So you're probably going to hit
It doesn't help you a whole lot at a higher level.
There is diminishing returns with armor class.
At least you're
moving
likely
forward.
to survive to higher level.
Yeah.
That's true.
Those were like the scariest moments as playing Radovan, was when Gore was like 1d20 plus 22. Oh, well, that most definitely will hit me most of the time. Like, my armor's 27 still.
Yeah, it's like unless you roll 5 or less, you have only a 1 in 4 chance of missing.
Yeah, in 5th edition, that's not so much a thing, because the armor class kind of stops at a certain level. You don't really go over, and so does the 2 hits to a degree as well, right? Like,
Well, and that's the reason. There's a, without going down the rabbit hole, that's the reason why a lot of people don't like playing 5th edition at high level, because the curve doesn't maintain. Eventually, it gets to where the players are so far ahead of the curve of everything else that it becomes a challenge for DM, because you've really got to work hard to create your encounters to be challenging, even, so.
Yep.
But cool.
Yeah. Sorry, I was gone so long. I was doing push-ups to fail. So.
That's to fail.
Yeah. So you guys continue to walk your way up this path. Basically, he's cutting his way through what little shrub there is out in the outer reaches of the forest here. And at a certain point, a smell of iron cuts across your nose, something kind of like blood. And here we go. The mouth of the forest here, as it were, at the very door of it, you all can probably see pretty clearly, there's a dead guy. It's a deer, it's dead, and is being picked at by vultures. Aragus immediately draws an arrow up to his bow and just kind of like progresses slowly and like looks over the situation. He's like, it all seems normal though, doesn't it?
Upon hearing that, Glim is going to run forward, flapping his arms, going, "Shoo, shoo!"
And yeah, that'll shoo the birds. They all kind of back off, and
Glim!
they're hissing at you, but they're flying away.
look at his little feet go. Huh?
Can I go like
Nature needs to
see if
eat
it's
too.
normal?
It can eat when we're finished.
When we're
I don't want
finished.
to eat it. I'm not going to eat it.
Yeah, so Aragus begins to inspect the body.
I would do the same.
And Glim is doing the same.
Yeah. So that'll be a what is it? Heal or survival.
I'm gonna watch this pigeon over here.
Okay, Glim's got a decent heal.
Yeah, I'm just leaning on my tower shield watching everybody observe.
Okay, Glim is going. When he realizes that that's what the ranger's doing, Glim is going to try to determine how long it's been dead, but that isn't what he was here for. But he's going to do it as an afterthought.
I'm just gonna stare at this gray bird in the tree and kind of twitch my tail a little bit.
Glim's got a 20 on his heal check.
And 26 survival check. All right.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a monster.
I see a.
I grew up in the forest.
So this thing probably died like yesterday. It doesn't have any outstanding like wounds other than what's been picked out of it. It looks like it bloated and then got popped by the buzzards here. overall, it looks like a natural death. At this point, the meat, however, is basically spoiled and just for anything taken from it. So you got worms and things, maggots picking at it. The natural decaying process. You can tell, looking over this, you see, and I mean, with your 20 heal check, you're getting all this too. Aragus is kind of looking over it, and he kind of gets to a point where he's just like, you see like a sigh of relief kind of fall over him as he's looking at it. He's just like, this one died a normal death. Okay.
So no plague, no sickness.
As far as I can tell, it doesn't seem so. And as far as anyone else could tell, no, it looks like this one just kind of died naturally.
That's good.
At which point, Aragus is going to walk over to the antlers here and pop off. It's a good rack. Can sell this for quite a bit. And stows it away.
Pull the antlers right off of there. It's metal as fuck. Okay.
I mean, that's that's how it happens.
Leave it to the birds then, right?
There's not much we can do with it, is there?
Let's continue.
Right. And it's just kind of a little weird as you've got vultures kind of circling overhead, walking forward into the woods.
Glim is watching the vultures overhead and kind of like scowling at them.
And they'll, as soon as the opening is there, they'll start working their way back towards that thing.
Well, Glim hasn't left the corpse yet.
Oh no. Oh no.
Everybody else has kind of wandered off, and Glim is still sitting there fascinated by it. If you kind of glance back, you'll notice that he is like poking at the ribs and stuff with his hook hammer.
Glenn?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Sorry.
He'll kind of get up and come wandering up behind you
Aragus will turn around and just be like, dang
slowly,
it.
and he keeps looking back behind the thing, and he's almost like constantly looking at it as he's walking the other way, and probably almost trips over his feet.
You need to be careful. Texas has got a zombie deer problem right now. I'm not making that up. Good.
No, we have it here. We've got Wildlife and Fisheries have ordinanced us. We're not allowed to bait deer because apparently there's a whole weird thing going on in all the deer in Arkansas, and they like don't want it in Louisiana. So we're not allowed to bait deer to draw them in.
Yeah, it's something about zombie deer out here in Texas, and I'm like, I don't even want to click to know what that is. I just would rather be ignorant.
All right.
Because the Umbrella Corporation are making deer feed now. You want zombies? Because you want zombie deer? Because that's how you get zombie deer.
So you guys enter into the woods then. It's
16 charisma right there.
as
Poking at dead things.
Hey, he has a 16 charisma.
Yeah, we talked about that, Gore, while you were gone. They asked
charming.
how charismatic you were, how charming.
charming.
He is charismatic. It's just not necessarily to you folk.
He has his own special kind.
It's kind of
So-
charisma.
As you enter the mouth of the woods here, it's almost like a, you know, when it's like winter and you open a door to like a large public building and just air floods through. It's almost like walking into a wall of wind, like some kind of wind wall.
I hate you, Sai.
It's like that, only kind of cold. It's quite brick. As you enter the woods, it's colder than you'd expect. For some reason, the air here gives you a bit of a
Does
chill.
it feel unnatural?
That would be a bit of an Arcana check, wouldn't it?
Let me see. I do believe I have Knowledge Arcana, but I don't have a lot in it. Because I really don't give a shit about those things. But let's have a look. Oh, a 20! Woo!
So you inherently get some heebie-jeebies out of this. Just I don't know, some of your old folk tales that you used to tell on the trail and your broken up childhood there. You're getting notes of those cautionary tales from this.
Am I feeling like it's something quote unquote unnatural, or am I feeling it's something quote unquote magical?
More the second.
Okay. So not necessarily like a supernaturally vibe, but more
Yeah,
of a
it's like
arcane vibe.
it's not supernatural. It's like paranatural.
Okay.
Like it shouldn't be doing that, but it doesn't feel like you're not getting ghosts feels. You're not getting like
Okay.
any of
And
that.
Glim's gonna say,
Something's very off about this place. Can you feel how cold it's suddenly gotten?
and he pulls his cloak around himself.
I mean, yeah, I just thought it had to do with the sun not making it do all.
I'm frozen.
No. This is something much more different. This is something altogether mystical.
Okay, as ridiculous as I feel like the little gnome is, I do know that he knows his stuff, so I'm going to bristle a little bit and kind of brace myself.
Okay.
I can't block mystical with my shield.
As we go in, can I keep an eye out for like the natural elements of the forest and like see what's off about it and if there's anything that stands out to me?
Yeah, give me a nature check. A survival roll, rather.
Survival.
You're really good at
I
that.
like that one. I like that one.
Well, yeah. You also get the +2 on that, so that's a 24.
No, that's included.
Oh, it's
Just so you
included.
know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
It
didn't know
doesn't
if
look
you
like it. It
already
just
did.
says +10. Oh
No.
yeah, that's it.
Okay.
+10.
Yep, the +10 has it. Okay.
That's my roll. I
Yeah.
got a
Alright.
+8 normally. Got it.
So you, before anyone else, recognize the sound of a deer in duress. Yeah, no, there's at first it sounds like any other part of the forest, but you're like, no, that is a struggling buck, as it were.
I'm gonna just kind of. Is it close by?
It's up ahead by I don't know, it's probably a quarter mile. And as you're approaching it and like walking, you also notice some of the trees here are showing that sapping kind of thing. It's like every tree here is a goddamn pine tree. There's sap kind of everywhere.
Is that something that's obvious to all of us, or is this just
with
or is this really more
with
of
the
a-
nature check, it's because like it's kind of on the trees for the most part.
okay?
Unless Cassie
Yeah,
were
unless
to
it's
tell
something
everyone.
blatantly obvious, I wouldn't be looking for it.
Yeah.
So
Unless Cassie had
I'm
told
just-
you guys.
She's gonna go for a little bit, noticing it get like that way, and then I don't know who she'd point it out to. Whoever just happens to be by her, she'd probably be like, up ahead. There's something is struggling.
Oh,
And
is
the
that
trees here are sick.
what that is? I thought it was just V's stomach because she didn't drink much of that milk. No,
You just hear her audibly sigh.
no. I'm gonna look at you for like it's funny, right? Yeah. And you
Yeah,
sigh,
she
I'm gonna be
sighs,
like,
but she doesn't like pay much more mind to that because she's pricking her ears forward to try to hear.
Cassia would be
Music
concerned that V is now hungry.
I'll get a laugh out of you soon. Right, V.
Oh yeah, this is where that would all be recognized. Yeah, so the woods start to get cold and sparse, and that's when Aragus kind of points up at this tree and just goes, "Here's one. There's a little ribbon here. It's green and tied around one of the branches." And he's just like, "This is his trail marker. Whenever we go on dangerous missions, we leave trails like this. There's probably more ahead."
Signs of your litter mate?
I want to scrape a little bit of that sap off that tree.
Okay. Like just
Kind
like
of go
You
over
leave
and
an obvious trail.
gotta get a dagger and just kind of scrape some of it off, and then stick it in one of my little weird vials and stuff.
It
Well-
may not be obvious to others.
well, that's
who
the
don't know
thing.
what it means.
We only really do it in times when it's a dangerous, possibly mission or some sort. When we go on a particularly rough journey to mark the way that we went, which makes it so that it's safe for the next person because we went through there, right? We didn't notice any terrible hazards.
Also, with this one, I specifically asked him to so I could find him more easily should the worst happen. Which,
Such, how long have we been traveling into these woods by this point?
by this point, it's been probably just a half hour of just trudging over
Okay.
dead trees and roots.
Okay.
How tall is that tree?
This one here?
Yeah.
It's like 9 foot. It's not very big.
Okay.
The one up ahead here is a lot taller, but
Would your brother feel like he was in danger so nearby to the village? I mean, this is close by.
yeah, like no, this is pretty near. It's just people don't typically go into the woods out of all of the little stories and such.
Okay, just making sure, because I mean, yes, it is definitely colder, here. So
Yeah, that bit is unusual.
It shouldn't be this cold. I tell you, something magical is making this temperature get lower.
Do you know which way he would have gone from here?
Well, seeing as we've been following the trail and this is marked, probably the next ribbon up ahead, I would assume in this direction. If we miss it, then we've missed the trail.
Accidentally zoomed in like hella far. So how tall is this tree? You said this one was bigger.
Yeah, that one's I'd say about 25 feet tall.
Okay.
I love how Glim is just like right behind.
Oh, absolutely.
I wish to scamper up the tree.
He's like awkwardly close to you.
I probably don't even notice actually behind me. He's so tiny.
It's a tree, and you have like a plus 12 in climbing, so I'm just gonna let you up it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
All
a
right.
tree.
So we're gonna make look around, see if we can spot anything.
Okay, go ahead and search for that. Oh, wow. That's pretty good. Plus 10.
Yeah, just Spook, you can uncheck the whisper to GM so we could all see it.
Yeah.
So some of
shit.
So yeah, that was a 29.
One of the sheet
Yeah,
stuff.
there's a little-
Yeah.
Just so everyone knows, that was a 29.
Jesus.
Yeah, so there is, in fact, immediately ahead, another one of those green ribbons tied on the tree up here. And based on that trajectory, you kind of peer ahead in that direction, and you can see with your crazy good eyes another one tied further in that direction. And I'm just going to say you go ahead and see all the way to here. There's that other ribbon there, tied here. But you've got a big ol' elk trapped in some sap up here, and a whole bunch of doggos kind of hanging out around the outside, waiting for him to get close enough for them to get to, but he's not moving, he's stuck in the sap, so they're all just kind of like at a standstill. Yeah, you see that with your 29 eyes.
All right. I'm gonna report back down to everyone.
Okay.
The sound of the deer you heard is coming from that way.
I don't like that he cuts the music. I gotta figure out what the deal is with that. Anyway, yeah.
Are you telling us about the wolves that are circling it and stuff?
Oh yes, absolutely. It seems to
There
be
is an
stuck
elk.
in sap, and it is being stalked by 3 wolves.
You could get stuck in sap.
This is some badass sap.
3 forest wolves going round the outside, around the outside.
Oh no, Cor.
You knew that was coming.
I know, but I was hoping you didn't realize
He's Glim
it.
Shady.
I know. I was really hoping you would just like forget about it. Okay.
Forget about it. What am I, a New Yorker?
So, you said about animals gotta eat too. Does that include wolves?
Hum?
Yeah,
Yeah.
wolves eat too.
Yeah, wolves eat too.
So do we save the big deer, the big moose? Do we save it or do we not save it?
I mean, technically, it could get away if it wasn't for the disease in the forest.
Yeah, this is one of those things where we kind of got to go with our gut, I guess.
Is this what they call a moral dilemma? I've never had one of those, but I hear that they're interesting.
Colomoral dilemma?
Maybe that's not right. But it's something about moral dilemmas or something.
I don't know anything about
Moral
terminology.
dilemma, that's the one.
I suppose
There was
so.
also another marker from your litter mate. I'm gonna scamper back down the tree.
Litter mate.
But by the wolves and deer, the other.
Yes.
So we're gonna have to go that way anyway.
Do we want to wait until the wolves have had their dinner, or should we go and stop them from killing the big moose?
They did not seem to be approaching it through the sap.
I mean,
Maybe they're just waiting for it to die.
we could approach and the wolves might get scared away, and then we pass it, and then they come back, and do what they
Maybe
do.
the wolves are smart enough not to also get stuck in this sap. Maybe the wolves know about the sap.
They weren't going through it, so
So,
I want to see.
so the deer deserves to die, right? I mean, stupid enough to get trapped in the sap. No?
The deer,
sap is not natural.
yeah, the deer is adapted for survival in the forest, and I mean, deer die all the time. This is a case of unnatural occurrence preventing it from being able to flee as it would. I mean, when you're running for your life, you don't really have time to question where your feet are falling. So
That's true.
it's just an unfortunate circumstance, I suppose. The real problem
Either
is,
way.
if this is a buck, then we kind of need, we need deer for hunting if the crops are going bad.
Let us go. Our path will take us that way anyway.
We can't eat wolves.
I mean, we can eat wolves.
They look a little sinewy.
It's just, wolves can only eat for so long too, right?
Well, V's right. We're going that way anyway, so let's follow her.
Right? Approach with caution. Don't do anything stupid.
I'm gonna glance at Glim.
I'm gonna glance at Cassia.
Glim is pretty much like just
Cassia?
hiding behind the wall that is Kondo's, and every time Kondo stops, he's like basically almost sniffing his ass. I mean, he's that close. And about that height too. So
I look
Cassia
at
is-
I look at Cassia just for the cowbell. Is she still banging the cowbell?
No, gosh, no. Once we get into the forest, she's
Okay.
like in her element here. This is her.
Okay, cool.
The only thing would be like if it rang in her bag, because she probably put it away.
I mean, you can stuff it with something to keep it
yeah,
from ringing,
I mean-
so...
Alright.
Yeah, I'd
If she
assume.
thought of that, yeah.
His whiskers twitch a little bit. Wolves have fleas. I get fleas. Kisara is going to be very angry.
Cassie's gonna kind of try to find not complete cover, but she's gonna be a little more like quiet and moving.
Yeah, this would be a move silent check if you're using that, so...
Yeah.
If anybody
a little bit
wants to
more.
move silently, this is the time to attempt. If anyone
well-
really can't move silently,
Oh my gosh, alphabetically.
that's an 8.
Jesus. Why am I so... Okay.
Also,
Got
you
alphabet.
you have a +3 on any dex skill check, just so you guys know. So that's a 17.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
That's my aura. Is makes you your dex based skill checks.
So mine's
better.
11 now.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not nearly as bad. I was gonna say the cowbell slipped. But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
alright.
with that.
My move silently is -11. So even with a +3 bonus, I'm sure as shit not moving silently.
Yeah.
That's what it would be. So -3.
Okay, so like basically anyone walking next to you.
Oh yeah, you're very visible.
Okay.
Great.
Armor check penalties, guys.
what is your
Yay.
armor check penalty on your plate?
-11. I
Yeah.
have masterwork plate, so slightly better.
Yeah, since they all clearly hear you approaching.
Full plate's armor check penalty is only 6.
Yeah, but my tower shield is
Oh, that's right. Okay.
also -8 because it's -10 normally, but I have
Yeah.
special material.
I'm going to make my roll, but it isn't going to matter because I'm going to stick next to Kondo. So,
I just love how mixed up these numbers really are. Like,
so
you
mine
got
would be -5.
Don't eat babies. That's bad.
+6,
Wait.
+3, -11.
So I got a 4. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you get a +3 on that too, right?
Or
Like,
5, 6, 7 then.
Yeah.
But again, I'm so close to you that it isn't going to matter. If they hear you, they're going to hear.
Yeah.
Argus is physically like
Flamita,
cringing.
thanks for the sub, bud. 72 months.
Wow. That's 8 babies.
And Mythical Paladin, and Park and
Eight
Seal,
babies.
Nat, Prepper Jack, Enton's Prophets, Shagit. Thank you guys for hitting the resub earlier. Because this is actually being streamed from Satch's, he doesn't have all the same
I don't have the
goobers
alerts
that I do, so the alerts aren't working. So I'm going to try to catch him as I can. So if I don't immediately thank you guys for anything you do, I will.
See maybe about working that out, but for stream, baby, we have enough problems as it is. So yeah, Argus is physically cringing with every single goddamn step of the plate armor. Just and the wolves are completely aware as you're approaching, and they're all kind of like backing off to get to the other side of this thing, being very mindful of the sap and like almost as afraid of you and the sap. Like that's equatable as to like their wariness. And they're just like, well, we weren't getting anywhere near it anyway, so they kind of make a lot of distance for you to approach.
See, sometimes noise is good, right? In the forest.
I'm gonna give you a death glare.
I'm
going-
totally not
moving
saying
quietly
that.
is Kisara's whole moveset. So like,
Yeah.
Can I go check out
I'm blissfully unaware of that.
I'm gonna rush up on this rock to get a better look.
Argus will also rush up and like kind of jump on this rock, and he's just gonna start going ha and like yelling at the wolves to like get them to spook off, which will do it. And they
My
all
new favorite.
I've honestly never seen anything like this, guys. So do we just leave it?
Can I check the sap and see like if there's anything that I can recognize as unnatural, apart from it being there?
yeah, you can go ahead and inspect it. That would again probably be a nature or survival. Probably nature.
You want nature?
Yeah, let's go with nature.
And nature's not as good.
Yeah,
That's okay.
because this is about knowing. Oh, nice. So yeah, you're looking at it. The sap is natural. The bugs trapped in the sap, also natural. The absolutely everything stuck in the sap, if it touches it, it seems stuck. All of those things are natural. The sap itself.
Oh, whoops. Sorry.
Heh.
I was actually just clearing the Whisper GM. My fault.
Okay. It's funny.
Okay.
You rolled very well. So the sap appears totally natural. If anything, it seems a little less viscous than it ought to be, and like a little bit more like thin spreading, and fastly seeped out of the tree. It's just there's a lot. Like the tree itself, when you look up at it, is like drying out, and the leaves are starting to wilt. Argus, after hearing, I've never seen anything like this, he goes, I know, I've never seen white wolves this far south.
I didn't even think about that. But I don't know that stuff, so
It is rather cold, though.
The next marker's up ahead. Meanwhile, the deer is like freaking out.
Should we do anything for it?
I don't.
About how far from us is the deer?
20 feet.
Okay, Glim is going to get his rope.
You want us to throw you? I bet one of us could throw you.
Hey, if you can throw me on the back of the deer.
That won't scare the deer at all.
Right, he is going to. Let's see. Yeah, he's gonna tie basically like a noose on the end of the rope, like a lasso, and then he's gonna turn around and like hold it up to Kondo.
Take it. We got quite a hangman's noose here.
Throw it over his big horns. Maybe we can pull him out.
I mean, oh.
I can't do it. I'm too small.
I've never really done this before, but sure, yeah.
How hard can it be?
What if it gets all sappy and we'll come to that crossroads when we get there, right?
We'll come there when we get there.
We'll come there when we get there.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna awkwardly like plant the shield into the ground so it's just standing like upright. Put it with some force into the ground so it doesn't like fall over.
Okay. Before
you do this,
and he kind of like holds up his little hands with his fingers poking out of his gauntlets, and he says,
all the blessings for you from he who shall not be named. May you find guidance in your next task.
And then a little tiny sparkle of sprinkles puff out of his fingertips and like descend slowly over top of Kondo. He's just
Glenn
basically
just pray to Voldemort.
He just gives you guidance, which is +1 on any skill check.
That macro works, I think, Gore.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I didn't know, so I wasn't gonna.
We'll see, because some of it might be a little off, but I think that's pretty safe.
Let me click it and see what happens.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, the cantrips don't really have any of that factoring crap.
Oh, I gotta click my token. Okay, hold on. There you go.
Yeah, there's nothing really special in it, so.
All right, yep. So you get +1 competency bonus on what you're about to do.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to lasso the deer with a rope, which do I just do a ranged attack bonus?
Yeah, it's range attack, yeah.
All right.
You've never done this, it's improvised, we're doing our best. What do we got?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it falls over onto the antler side, and like the head kind of moves in such a way it just kind of manages to. So you get it around like the antler side of its head. You can't get the loop over its whole head. That rack of antlers is huge.
Right.
But yeah, you've got a rope on it.
Kondo's going to gleefully clap.
Well done, Kondo.
So yeah,
that +1 did
it.
I'm gonna pull.
Glim is going to take hold of some of the rope behind you as well and start to pull.
I'm gonna do it gently at
little
first.
To nothing to that.
Right. I'm not gonna like pull with all my strength because I don't obviously want to hurt the deer, but I do want to see how much give and how much I can possibly get it to move towards us.
Okay.
More and more strength as I pull more, right?
Yeah. So like as you start pulling, you realize this thing is essentially glued. Like you're pulling, and it's like rearing its head, and like it's pulling on you just about as much as you're pulling on it. Like
hey, I'm trying to help. Come on, work with me here.
You want to give an animal handling to that? It might help, but if anyone can do an animal handling on this.
Oh well. I can,
That's
right?
me.
Handle animal?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. There you go.
Natural 20.
You don't even need me.
Way to go, Kondo. You the man.
Yeah, work with me here, man. We got this.
Hey, I gotta do something. Hey, that's fun. That's fun. We got shag crits. What do we got here? We got a big old fanciful.
I mean, it's
Come
probably
on.
not
The
gonna make
hell out
any.
of that animal.
That's the first 20.
Look a difference because it's
The
blue, right?
first natural 20. Yeah, so you successfully
natural 20.
convinced the animal
Actually,
that you are trying to help. And the animal looks you dead in the eye and says, thanks. No, yeah, so it seems to understand the gist of what's going on after a little bit of rearing its head. It kind of like looks over to you and sees you like pulling, and it goes, wait, that's the direction I want to go. Oh, yeah, my 2 intelligence. Okay. So it starts to like kind of like angle its head in such a way that it's like trying to pull itself over, but
something.
it's like falling over a little bit, kind of like on its side, but like, you know, it can't like pull its foot out to catch its balance kind of deal.
Shit.
But like
Okay.
it's deep enough in the sap that it's kind of holding it up too. So it's like closer,
Okay.
technically, most of it.
Glim, remembering growing up in his gnomish settlement, remembers his teachings like as a far left thing, and remembers that Glim has a natural ability that he can talk to animals once a day.
Ooh.
So Glim is going to let go of the rope, crouch down next to the sap without getting in it, and starts going. And weird deer sound. He's basically saying, try to pull free. We're trying to help you here. We don't mean you any harm. We're trying to get you loose.
Then the
Help us.
I don't know if I'm laughing harder at those noises that Gorgeous made or at the fact that the gnome forgot he could talk to animals.
It's not that he forgets. He's just, you have to realize he hasn't really been in a gnomish environment for a long time, and he kind of,
Right, mythical?
Yeah.
his
Struggle more
gnomishness
makes
is
the
a little
meat
bit
taste
kind of on
better.
the back burner for him.
You can taste the fear. Yeah, so the deer looks at you as if to say, look, I'm trying too, bro! I don't know what to tell you, man. Yeah, no, he's very
if you
well
don't
aware.
get loose, those whales are gonna come back and eat you.
Do I know if anything?
I know
loosen
that!
sap? Do I know if anything that'll loosen sap?
Boiling water. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Nail polish remover?
Yeah,
So
no,
much
like,
of it right now.
WD-40? I don't know.
for you and your pack, as it were, you typically just shed that off over time. It's kind of sticky and kind of the only thing like it in the wild, and like there's nothing that really undoes that in the wild. You just kind of have to deal with it while it's there. Try grooming practices.
Wait, make a shit ton of pancakes. We got this. Soak up the
Kentucky, the pancake capital of the world. Once we get crops back.
Glim, what are you doing?
freedom of movement. Let's go.
I'm talking to him. I'm telling him to help.
Sure you.
Well, you already gave me that look. I mean, we were on the same page. You know?
So yeah, I'll give him a strength contest with it. Holy shit. Okay, I rolled a 20. This isn't supposed to happen here, but that's the one way it can. With your reminding him of the wolves and all of the good rolls and good work so far, he manages to actually get a couple of legs out and start working his way through the sap. It's all very difficult and very uncomfortable. It seems painful to be pulled on by the antler like this.
Oh, Kondo, pull! It's
Yeah,
back.
I still pull. Come on, we got this. Let's
And
go.
yeah, it eventually utterly covered in sap. He's gonna get a foot out, and that makes a huge difference. Being able to like actually pull himself, and you see the fur on his legs ripped away by the sap and just utterly coated in this like gross, nasty, wet, sticky awfulness.
Anybody minor in veterinarian?
Somebody call the ASPCA.
So I'm once it's like free before it bolts or attacks me, I'm gonna try to remove the rope from its antlers gently.
No, it will let you do that because it's exhausted. It's gonna collapse right here and just like take a minute. In doing so, it's covered in all of the grass that was on the ground now, and it's like stuck to it.
Poor guy.
It's like, well,
Good work, everyone.
I'm gonna kneel and pat it on the head.
Free the deer thanks to Kisara's supervision.
I mean, I was just about as helpful. Well, that's one. Let's hope it survives.
One.
Glim, why don't you tell it not to go south, because that might be its mate, you know, the other one.
The other male deer?
I was going to tell it.
Its best friend, you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Glim's gonna whisper in its ear, "Your dead buddy's down south."
That's not what I told him to say, you bastard.
Glim only half listened to what you told him.
I know.
Camera's out again. Let me try this.
Magic
Wow.
camera.
I gotta get that worked out. This is a new problem. I don't like it, but
Yeah,
hey.
it's worked.
Okay. We have a solution in the meantime. So after hearing you have a dead buddy down south,
Yeah,
you just,
he's like, you have a dead buddy down south. I wouldn't go that way if I was you. It doesn't tend to be a good place for your kind.
you see him kind of like think about it for a second. He's just like, I ain't got no friends. I'm a buck.
And I say, also, that ranger over there keeps looking at you and licking his lips, so he might want to be careful.
At which point he very reluctantly stands and starts
your
working his way
alignment?
kind of south, but also this way, like out of the way. And yeah, it's sticky.
Oh, okay. He said he wanted to go and lay down in the bushes. He's gonna rest now. Oh, but he did say to say thank you very much for helping him.
He did not.
Hey. That's good to know. Thanks, Glim. I mean, we worked well as a team, you know? Moral
You're very
support of
strong.
everyone.
You're very, very strong. Much more stronger than Glim.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna fidget with my gauntlets. They're spiked,
Well done, minions. Let's go.
kind of absent-mindedly.
I'm getting Inosuke vibes from Vendetta.
I mean, yeah, I know I probably got a couple of screws loose up in my head, but I'm not gonna go and hump any dead mooses or anything. That's strange. What? Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
Please refrain from
Kisara
speaking.
doesn't listen when you speak anyway.
Argus runs forward and finds another tied up little
It's on me.
ribbon.
What's the hell with dead moose anyway?
And continues to march through. And at this point, yeah, no, more of these pools of sap, like, they become a kind of frequent thing. Every once in a while, you'll stop and be like, "Oh, that's one. Don't go this way," and then you kind of like work your way around it. What would normally be probably a little easier of a trek through the woods is harder than usual, as of all of the sap everywhere. It's miserable. Yeah, so you're gonna be trekking for a little while here. It's about 2 more hours in. Things start getting a little bit tired, as it were. Which is just about when we get to a little fun little place here.
Oh, good.
Oh, hello.
I only got to sleep 16 hours today.
So, yeah, rather, Argus runs forward and finds another thing and another ribbon. He's just like, okay, I'm sure he's just up ahead. And upon going and looking around the tree, he kind of stops and freezes in his tracks.
Oh,
What is it?
his litter mate.
Is it another deer?
Is that your litter mate?
That's Ridithus. And
no.
standing over him are these massive insectoid creatures with huge mandibles just gnawing at what's left of him.
Is he dead?
It's looking kind of like maybe he's...
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you just ask, is he dead?
Yeah, Glenn's like, is he dead?
Well, I certainly hope so. Okay.
It's
Well,
looking
Glenn
kind of
can't
like
see him.
he's dead.
Glenn's little and he's behind the tree still, so he's just
Yeah.
asking what you can see.
So yeah, just up a cliff on a ridge, you see a fallen elven archer holding a green ribbon in his hand, as well as an arrow, being devoured by horrible-looking creatures in the cold, dank, disgusting, awful woods that you now call home. Welcome to the Gristwild Ichor. This concludes our first episode.
Glenn's gonna be like,
Oh well, the forest creatures have got to eat too.
Kondo's gonna say 0 to 100. Found the 0.
I'm just gonna glance over at the elf that's with us and say, if you wish to hit him, Kisara will not stop you.
What's your AC?
21 if I know it's coming.
So flat-footed?
Flat-footed, it would be 21.
Huh. Okay,
Because
well,
none of mine is from Dex.
all right.
Mine is from armor and size.
Jeez. I
Yeah,
think
we're-
all of
we're
mine
tanky
is
boys.
from Dex.
The gnome and Kondo were
yeah,
tanky boys.
you take 5 points of damage to the back as you've been stat. No. This isn't canon. This isn't happening.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
I
So
think it says it was an elf that fell off the shelf. That's right.
the elf fell off the shelf. Yeah. The elf's on the shelf. He's just not looking so hot.
Well, Satch, thank you for this
Being
verse. This
eaten
was a
by
lot of
giant
fun.
beetles.
It was fun.
The good fun start.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for playing. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we're shutting a little bit short because I have a feeling if I know what's about to happen, there may be some,
Yeah, a little bit of brawling.
and we might not want to get into that this close to the
it's
end,
gonna be
right?
it's gonna be a brawl and a crawl. Yep.
Sounds good to me.
We were not supposed to save that buck, right?
No, I had it written down in my story notes as horribly disgusting thing that players witness that makes them reconsider the adventure they're on, but you canceled it, so you know.
See, Glenn's there to help. I mean, he wouldn't have given a rat's ass if you would have wanted to let the deer be eaten by the wolves, but you decided that that's not what you wanted, so he's on board.
Yeah. Any questions, guys?
Yeah,
Come on, lob them at us. Lob them at Satch.
Yeah, that was fun.
I'll just go ahead and
A fun start.
Or Gore, because they weren't here for the break. So,
just not playing the playlist, right? That's weird.
I like that little tranquil background noise. It's awesome.
It's not doing my playlist right now. That's weird. But okay. I'll just slap Wild on because that one's the one that I like the most, anyways.
Prepper
Is it
Jack, technically, how long ago was that? 2 years when we
Yeah, I was
played
about to
with
say, it was
Evil
a year and a
Squeegee
half
for a
to 2
short
years.
period of time.
no.
We
Longer than that, because I've been.
Yeah.
I joined. My first month of being subscribed is the first month I was on the stream, and that was
Right.
before I was on the stream. That's over 2 years ago.
So probably about 2.5 years is the last time I got to play. Before that was many years, and before that was even more years. So I would say in the last decade, I've only got to play maybe 3 times. So, which is fine. I like I like running the games. I like DMing, but it is refreshingly fun to get to just show up and play without all the work that you have to do for each episode when you're the DM. So I greatly appreciate it because I know how much work goes into doing it.
So
How cool are our portrait thingies?
Gosh, they're so cool.
they really are.
Oh, the
I like that mine has a skull on it.
I know Satch and also Mitchie contributed a little bit too, right? I mean,
Oh, cool.
yeah, Mitchie.
We'll tell her we said thank you.
Yeah,
The
Mitchie
Gobby.
helped make the things. So, because like I was at work and I'm like, oh shoot, I got a lot to do. I'm working like 45 hours a week.
Ooh.
Yeah.
MechWarrior stream score? I haven't done any for a while. I did now Sunday. I did a stream Sunday where we played Tavern Master. That was a lot of fun. We started building the Orc's Nest Tavern, and half of you, even though you don't know it, in fact, everybody on the cast works in that tavern. If you didn't catch it.
Just so you guys know, Grant Evil Squeegee's show was started December 15th, 2018.
Oh wow, yeah.
And it went into early 2019. So
yeah,
yeah,
it's been a while then for
That's
sure.
my girl.
Just gonna showcase
Kitty cat.
other cat. Yeah, so to make these, I basically went into Hero Forge and downloaded them with their thing, and then I took them into Photoshop just to touch them up a little bit. But yeah, it's a really good way to make minis fast when you need to.
Mythical Paladin, the VOD should still be up for that if you want to catch it. And I probably will maybe do some more of it Sunday. It was a lot of fun.
Pepperjack, this is gonna be in a separate world, unless Gore really wants this in his world. But
Doesn't matter to me either way.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't intend for it to be part of Arconis because I feel like that's asking a lot.
Hey, as long as we stick it in an area that isn't developed, it doesn't matter. Yeah, Tavern Master was a lot of fun. Shagget is my barkeep of the main bar downstairs.
Yeah.
Nat is one of our servers. Satch is one of my cooks.
Oh, awesome!
And we only just hired Spook, but Spook is an elite waitress. That's what that's the title. She's like one of the special characters. So I got her manning the upstairs bar, which we just. Right at the end of the stream, we built a little upstairs bar with a few VIP tables, and she just mans that area all by herself because she's elite.
So, funny story. I was playing my own game when that happened to you, Gore. When I got my elite waitress, I named it Spook too.
Yeah.
I was like,
it's because we have faith in your ability as a server.
No.
My customer service staff.
We know you have elite customer service status.
And you know better than to
Spend a
put me in
decade in
the
retail.
front. So you put
Yeah, and you are.
Well, that's why,
You're one of my
right?
chefs. You and Junk Farmer are my two cooks.
Well, that's
you
awesome.
actually specialize in making desserts, and Junk works on the main courses.
I'm a patissier in another life.
Yep. So,
Awesome.
yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I made Satch a waitress too.
Yeah.
It's a remarkably simple concept of a game, but it's surprisingly intricate. Incidentally, I now know of at least 5 people that picked up Tavern Master after watching that stream.
No, it looks really fun. I kind of want it. I don't have time right now because again working 45 hours, holiday rush stuff, and then like this. My time
Try
is
to
this
deliver
now.
us a fun game, which we appreciate.
Yeah. When I need a break, I make the soundtrack. Is really how it goes. I think the music is the most fun for me.
We got robbed. Yeah, a fucking thief broke in and stole the entire wine barrel and legged it in the tavern, and then it was like, bastard! I just literally bought it too. I'd just shelled out all the money, put it in, filled it up, and the next night thieves break in, steal the wine. But not anymore because I hired guards.
So my note for myself next week is have more content prepared because you guys are good at playing, and I'm used to my at-home group that will take an hour to talk to an NPC unnamed, no quality, nothing, just Ronald McDonald, the owner of the farm. Which is it's great fun, it's got that old school feel to it, but
It's like moving along sometimes, right?
Yeah. But yeah, no, I can throw more at you guys, so that's fun.
Indeedy.
You guys solved the whole deer thing too fast.
Just be glad we didn't do what I was thinking of doing. Kondo's not very smart. I was I was gonna use one of my special maneuvers and basically do a special shield bashing charge.
Oh, you would have been stuck. You would have lost your shield.
I would have probably been stuck. I mean, it would have been a strength. He's
Yeah.
strong, and
Yeah.
I would have. If I hit the deer, it would have dealt 2d6 plus like some damage to it, because it's a special maneuver.
Well, if we couldn't have gotten it out, that would have been my next thought, my next plan. Let's put it out of its misery.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what I thought we were gonna do. So like,
Right.
I
You
was
know,
That's what
that
I was
was-
gonna do.
expecting-
I figured,
And that's
we'll
what I
give it
had
a
written.
shot to save it. Save it, great. Hey, I mean, we got a ranger with us. Maybe he thinks that it's probably better if we just kill it and eat it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two
No, because like
rangers with you.
Oh, right. Well, maybe it's not going to survive. Maybe it's so weak, and the wolves are in the area. Y'all know that it's got no chance. It's going to die anyway. So maybe we still should put it out of its misery.
and that's the way I had it written is like I was thinking, okay, so if you tie something to it and pull, you're going to accidentally dismember this thing. Like, but you rolled a 20 on handling it, so you had it in on the plan, and then you talked
I'm
to
really
it directly.
glad, 'cause I would've believed
Yeah,
it got
like
dismembered.
I was expecting you guys to rip the antler right off, and like it's bleeding now and stuck on the thing, and like it's worse.
Damn nature, you scary.
Well, this nature, yeah. This nature which can't be monitored and controlled no matter how hard the woods are worked.
Cassie was just gonna kill it, honestly.
Yeah.
God, we're a bunch of stone cold bastards.
The funniest thing is probably the most dubious one out of everybody is the one that that was willing to try to put in a little effort to save it.
Yeah.
I mean, not because I wanted to save it. It's just what I thought you guys wanted to do. So
I mean, you did try to tell it that its friend was dead down there.
yeah. I didn't try. I did tell it.
You know,
Yeah.
But-
Which
but-
was when I was like, "What's your alignment again? Holy shit!"
Again, moral dilemmas and stuff. He doesn't really get that stuff. He was more like, hey, his logic was, oh, deers die down there. Don't go that way. He just doesn't have much tact in how he delivers it.
yeah. You know when you mask your mischievousness for so long that you end up being the nicest person?
Completely accidental.
Oops. Oopsie.
Like curiosity, what's V's alignment? I mean, I know that really doesn't factor into much, but
Chaotic neutral.
It fits.
yeah, that fits.
You're almost worse than me.
I'm still trying to fill her out.
Yeah.
You know, my characters almost never end up how I picture them in the beginning. So.
Well, and that's the fun part of D&D is to allow the game and the circumstance to mold the character's development, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot more fun than like locking your character concept in on day one and then fighting every
Head.
eventuality that happens during the game to maintain that path, right? Because that's not how life is.
Will they find a baby sapped into a tree in the forest?
There's a bear picnic in the woods. Probably.
Tapped to a tree. He just was walking by and just stuck a baby to a tree.
Just.
Happens all the time.
Maybe just a tree with a lot of babies just attached to it, you know?
Which one's Obadiah?
Yeah.
Which one's Obadiah, right?
The one that's not dead. All the rest of them would be dead.
Just a tree with a bunch of dead babies stuck to it. What
And
is
then there's
that?
like one living one, and that's the one.
Ned. It's Ned.
It's Ned. I
That's
did
too
realize halfway through making another forest map, I'm like, oh man, I'm like rerunning Beneath the Veil.
Just turn around and walk out of the forest if we found that tree with dead babies stuck to it.
Yeah.
Okay, this got dark way too fast. Let's go.
I promise
You'll
it's not
know-
all woods.
You'll know we've been streaming on How We Roll for too long when I come up with a campaign that basically says, okay, you're all in this huge forest land of Sidoria, but you've all got these weird marks on your hand. You're witch hunt on your arms. Now, you're witch hunters, and there are some evil Gith Yankee about to invade. It's like, wait, that's all the campaigns. Just yeah, I'm out of ideas, guys. It's time to reuse the same crap.
Just make a
Oh my
cameo campaign. That'd be the funniest thing.
Either that or instead of sitcoms, You know when the writers are running into trouble, it's because they have the flashback episode, right?
Yeah.
You know that they needed a week to get ahead of the
Yeah,
schedule.
yeah.
We'll just do that. We'll have a flashback where we won't actually play. You can all be off doing whatever, and I will just, as the DM, I'll be like, "Do you remember that time when?" And we'll just go, and then we'll play like a 2 or 3 minute clip from one of the previous campaigns.
So it is a huge pet peeve of mine when television shows have the flashback episode, because I
me
don't
too.
enjoy them at all. The only flashback episode I enjoyed was the Firefly Out of Gas episode, where it kind of, it was like 3 different timelines all together working in tandem.
Well, I don't think
Otherwise,
episodes
I
like
don't
that-
watch them. They annoy me.
I don't think the
I thought
episodes like that work anymore because everybody binges stuff
Yeah,
now.
it's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
My favorite though was like the original Last Airbender flashback right before the finale. The way they did that was masterful. Because they played that one out like the characters watched a play of themselves doing all the things that they had done up to that point.
Oh yeah.
And it had been so long since the first season that it was like a recap of everything that happened right before the grand finale. And it was so well done as a flashback.
Yeah, I think you can
For a
tell,
reason.
can you? You can tell when it was done, but with a storyline in mind, or you can tell when y'all just needed a break to get ahead of story, right? You like the Friends
There's a
episode
difference,
flashback, or the Seinfeld episode flashback. Or you
Well,
just
Seinfeld
know.
just did clip shows. They were just like, well, it's almost the finale. Let's just do a clip show of everything.
Yeah.
Like, guys,
And then they just
seriously.
loosely hold it together with the characters going, "Oh yeah, I remember that. Remember that time when? Oh yeah, I remember that."
Again, though, that works if it's like a long season and like
Yeah,
they
and
want
there's a
to.
reason for it, right?
But
Okay, so
now
we'll
it
all
doesn't
send
because
in
you
voice
just
clips.
watched that, you know.
Guys, we're gonna all send in voice clips like, yeah, I remember that. So that when we do this episode, you can just put our voice in and
Just
like
play them.
Yeah, I remember that.
Show up, pre-record the entire
that.
thing.
Just have like a,
Pre-recorded.
hey, do you remember the time when, and then just da 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 da, and then we
then
just play another
one
clip.
of us
Sitcoms
goes,
do have
"I
those
remember
episodes,
that."
but anime is the worst about it. It'll
Anime
be
is
like
the worst about it.
They flash back to the last episode, and it's like, I know, I just watched it like 10 minutes ago.
No, like
Why you flash back
Blue
into what
Exorcist
you
is
just showed me?
specifically terrible about it. They're just like, hey, remember when your dad died and he said this one line about how demons will approach you? Every time a demon approaches him, they do a flashback explaining why. It's like, yeah, demons will approach you, and it's like, that's why this is
They assume that
happening.
The viewer has an
Oh.
attention.
Oh, not only that, but
to remind
sometimes they'll
you.
do the flashback multiple times
Yeah.
Like- consecutively.
Or like you'll go to see a movie in theaters and then like you'll see it again with other friends because it was really good, and then they'll release a whole season that's just the movie in multiple parts. You know which one I'm talking about.
or Satch, what about when there's like a dramatic scene where someone whispers to another character but the audience doesn't hear what he says, and then they make that the
Oh, and then it's-
flashback
yeah.
of, like what they said? And you're
Yeah,
just
the
like,
callback to it, and it's just like, well, it would have hit me just as hard then, and I would have cared. Now it's just a weird cliche that nobody likes. Like, please put this away.
Right.
But they have to show the flashback of them whispering
Like-
several times before they actually reveal what was said.
Like,
these are
like
the rules of cinema.
I can just be like,
Yep.
yeah, Arrogance looks at the ribbon and then sees his dead brother and then remembers that time when he totally was making out with the orc at the
He remembers the time when they
at
were
the
like, oh,
old
we're going
orcs.
to use green ribbons, and this is why we're going to use them. And
Oh.
then every time we see a green ribbon, it's got a flashback to that.
Ah, yes, a green
and
ribbon.
we get a little tear in our eyes. Now the guy's dead. The green ribbon was for naught.
He just every time there's a green ribbon, he's just like, yeah, a green ribbon,
You
but
know
it
what,
plays
that green
every other
ribbon's laying there,
time.
don't
And it's
you?
like,
He was-
remember, it's mom's favorite.
He was so busy tying green
Mom's
ribbons to
favorite.
trees, he didn't pay attention to what was about to attack him.
Yeah, I mean, it's not unlikely that whatever's killed him was probably just sitting and waiting for it. So they were studying his habits.
Got to recycle that one animation so they don't have to draw.
Yeah. Oh, speaking
more.
of
Like, how many
recycling
times in Full
animation,
Metal Alchemist did you see the scene where they tried to bring their mom back?
yeah, like 6 in the first season. Yeah. So
first episode.
fun little recycling animation fact. So this table is the table in the thing. I didn't draw a table again. I'm not gonna draw 2 tables. What are you?
Gotcha.
It's an IKEA table. They all look the same.
Yeah, they,
anyway.
you know, it's a universal table. The table
So
was
what are you
universal.
using to digitize them, or are you drawing them digitally?
So no, I have it here in the sketchbook. I take a picture with my phone, send it to Google Drive, download it to my computer, and put it in Photoshop. And then
Wow.
That's simple.
switch
huh?
it. Yeah, you switch it to a multiply layer and have a layer underneath it, and then you can color. And it's just
Gotcha.
pretty quick. It's a quick way to get
That's
decent
really cool.
looking maps.
It is very smart.
Yeah,
I
they
like
look
that idea.
amazing.
Yeah, the trick is like knowing when to cheat the perspective. So like, I'm just gonna, okay, so in the Cypress Hut, this wall would not be visible. Like it would just be a straight wall. That would be a regular flat wall and you wouldn't see this side of it. But that would look really weird in terms of a map, because then it's just like, why is there this line right here? So like you have to kind of add a wall to make it like, oh, that's a wall.
Right.
The entirety of the Forge Spark thing, like this front wall would definitely be an out-facing wall. Otherwise, your point of view is like in front of the front door. It's so it's all slanty. And then I was like, oh, that's really fun. I can take up 0 floor space with this staircase, just because of the way I've messed with the perspective.
Because you can do it in that perspective.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So like,
Wow.
I was playing
I
around with
was
it. Yeah.
awful with perspective when I took drawing in college.
Turns out it's beneficial to be awful with perspective sometimes. 0 floor space for those stairs. That would not work in reality.
Prepper, he might have one. Do you have a tablet?
I do. I use it to color. So like I have
Yeah,
one
so-
Like a
drawing.
Wacom or
Yeah,
something?
drawing with a Wacom tablet. No matter how nice your brushes is, you don't have the same connection.
Exactly. That's
To,
what I
like,
was gonna
it's
say.
to the
That
paper,
Prepper,
right?
I was gonna say he
I
might
use
have
one-
one, but it's not drawing digitally is
It's
not
a lot
the same as
different.
drawing.
It's not that I don't do it. I
It
do
doesn't respond the
that.
same.
It's-
I have one that I use when I make tokens,
Yeah,
and it isn't the same
and
at
like
all.
I have a nice one. It works great. It's just I want it to have a pen and paper feel. I'm gonna use paper. Also, it gives a cool texture to it. Like
yeah,
you can't.
I have much more control over it.
Oh, there-
You just
there
have
we
more
go.
control over it when it's
So you
like
can see like a
traditional media.
yeah. You have a very
Right.
visible texture from the paper that cuts through the way I color it. So then it has more of a like gritty feel to it, which I prefer. It makes it
And
feel
yeah,
more
you can
physical.
you can mimic that with a tablet, but
Sure.
it's still
And like just dragging in an adjustment layer and like having stock images to overlay and such, it all helps. But like you're just you're doing all of these things to try and replicate something that would be done much faster if you just drew it on paper.
yeah.
So to save the time, which I didn't have a lot of, I drew it on paper, and then coloring digitally gives you a lot of post control, and then you can take assets like this entire table and rotate it a little bit and put it into Cypress's house, and now it's a totally different table.
Right.
But yeah, those two methods, those medias are very different. You can be incredibly talented with both, but they are 2 different skill sets. So, because I've seen some people say that, oh, well, doing art digitally is not real art
Oh,
because it's
damn well it is.
easier because you have like all of this stuff. It is absolutely not. It can be very difficult to get it to do what you want it to do because you don't have as much control.
Yeah.
And like with anything, even if you don't have natural talent, which absolutely helps, but practice is an experience you can't substitute for that.
And like my traditional art experience makes digital art a lot easier. So much so that I literally do traditional media to do my digital art a lot of the time. Like my graphic design job with a brewery, I work the same way. I do it on paper, scan it in, and then color it a lot of the time. Because they'll be like, hey, like tonight after this I have like 3 designs I got to turn in. I have very little time. So the fastest way that's going to achieve the result is the best way to do it most of the time. Like they don't want to wait on something for something done purely digitally. It
Right.
could be done, but why? Like what am I achieving that's different? So like you kind of bear in mind, and this is like a general art thing. Welcome to my art lecture on how Reroll. Basically,
Welcome to my TED Talk.
when you consider the media you're using, and the communication that you're trying to convey, like what you're trying to communicate, whatever media is going to communicate that is the media you should use, given that it's available and feasible. So taking availability and feasibility into question, using a mechanical pencil to draw all of this saved me a lot of energy. And energy is, important when you have to do like a whole bunch of maps. I have like a checklist I was filling out, and then like again with the tokens, like using Hero Forge to make these was it was just the smart decision. It was a lot faster and a lot easier to get all of the detailed looking, cool looking guys really fast in a way that, looks awesome and everybody loves. So like, yeah, I could have hand drawn them all. That would have been like 6 hours of work for something that took me 1 hour to do everybody.
Well, plus it's kind of cool that you have a different type of texture on the map.
Because then
it makes them stand out better.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was thinking about all of this because, like, I don't know, I follow a lot of like D&D map makers and stuff on like Instagram and stuff. I like 2 Minute Tabletop. He's really good. His stuff kind of looks like this, where it's hand drawn, very quick kind of looking. I think he works purely digitally. He has a brush set that I also use. I'm frozen in a very nice way. But he uses like I think he uses Kyle's brush sets, which are the ones I use. Like some of this I do touch up with like digital line work to make it look better, but most of the time it's not necessary, right?
Yeah.
But whatever it takes to get it done. Fun things about this map, that's a Shanti little idol. Down at the bottom here, these cabinets are they're locked cabinets with cages in front of them full of a bunch of little potion vials and things. Things you would...
We'll rob that next time.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he has them locked. Because there's kids here, and he works with poisonous mushrooms in his little cave in his workshop here.
Oh, Glenn's gonna go crazy with that shit.
No, I wouldn't go around poisoning little kitties. Why would I do that?
They're much more obedient this way.
That's pointlessly wicked.
Yeah, they're much more obedient this way. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. It's 11/11. Make a wish.
Indeed. Alrighty, guys. Well, that was a lot of fun. Thank you for hanging out with us on How We Roll.
Yes, thank you guys,
Thank you.
everybody.
We should see you Monday for the continuation of Kith and Kin. Slightly different cast. And we're back here hopefully next Thursday to play some more Gristwild Ichor.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.